Hello and welcome to my third video from the vintage audio file. This item that we're going to be reviewing today is really not too vintage. It's probably been produced within the last 5 years or so. It is a Technica AT-LP120 USB. For those of you who are into the vintage audio, this may bring back a little bit of memories because this is very similar to the Technics SL1200 that was the standard for DJs and even regular audiophiles for many years until it was discontinued a few years ago. And that's when some of the other companies started stepping in and try to get some of that market that was vacated by Technics. Probably the most successful was the Technica LP120, and for good reason. It's a very well made, very well produced turntable. It is pretty heavy, at least 20 pounds, and it works very well. As you can see, it looks a lot like the old Technics. Lifting the cover here, you can see that it has a lot of the same attributes as the original Technics, even down to the turntable tone arm and counterweight that looks so familiar. It does have a couple things here though that the old one did not have of Technics, namely that this is a 3-speed turntable. It'll play 33 and 45, and if you want to go 78 on it, you just push the 33 and 45 at the same time and it'll play 78 speed records. It does have a quartz lock. It does have a pitch control that is both auto and manual. It has the target light, which is a staple of the old Technics, a start-stop button, and a power on button. And it also has the height adjustment that the old Technics had too, where you can adjust the height so that the tone arm remains level if you're playing more than one record, which most people don't do, but it's a nice feature to have if you so desire to do that. It works just fine. They retail for around $300 or so new. I got mine used, had a couple little scratches on it. As you can see, it had some stickers on the cover, which I'm going to take off here eventually. And the needle was broken on it, so I replaced the head shell with the old Hitachi head shell that's here that had a needle on it. Sounds fine, sounds wonderful, not a problem. I will eventually get a new turntable cartridge for it that matches what was originally came with it, so that I can keep it as original as possible. And I will show you here as a demonstration what it does when I put a record on it. It is not hooked up to anything right now. I will be playing a record, but you won't be able to hear it. I don't want to break any copyright laws set up by YouTube, so I will just demonstrate it here for you. I will turn the power on, push the stop and start button. I already have it on 33 RPM. It also has a reverse and fast forward button on it, so that you can have the turntable crank in either the correct position forward, or you can have it reverse if you're going to do like scratching or something like that with your DJ records. I will take the clip off here, put it on the turntable. It is a manual turntable, like all of the newer ones are, including the old Technics 1200. You put it on there. It does have the cue lift on it, so that you can lift it up and down. And at the end of the record, you'll have to manually lift the cue thing and bring the turntable tone arm back to the armrest, because it will not automatically turn. Like I say, it's totally manual, but it does play wonderful. I will show you some other attributes of this once I stop the record here and get the thing back to its normal spot. I will stop it. It just stops and starts automatically, instantaneously. You do have to slide the power off if you want to turn it off. And I will pause this video for a second or two so that I can turn it around and show you the back of the computer, or the back of the turntable. And here we are with the back of the turntable exposed. The one thing that'll stick out at you right now is this here, which is a USB port. You can do a standard USB printer type cable into there, so that you can hook it up to anything that takes USB, like a computer or other device, and you'll be able to play your turntable through that device. It has a phono USB switch on it. If you would turn it to USB, you'll be able to hear your stuff through the USB. If you turn to phono, you can hook it up to like a receiver. It does have a built-in phono jack type of thing, RCA, that comes standard on a lot of things. This has a built-in preamp, so you don't need to have a receiver or other thing that has a built-in phono connection with a ground, because this you can hook up to any available extra open thing on the back of your receiver or what have you, and it'll play through there, which makes it a lot nicer because a lot of the newer components these days don't have phono connections on them unless you buy an ultra high-end model. So this works out really nice for something like this. This will appeal to a lot of the newer people who are just getting into the collecting and playing of records, because it, like I say, it doesn't have to have anything fancy to play it with. Anything that's available that has the phono jacks on it, or any kind of jacks that are the left and right RCA jacks, you'll be able to play your turntable through it, like I say, a receiver or a boombox or whatever you happen to have around that requires thing. Even some of the sound bars that have open RCA jacks on it, you could play this through your sound bar and help eliminate a lot of extra space being taken up by some of the bigger components. Put a good sound bar and a subwoofer together along with this, and you've got your you could play music all day long if you wanted to. I didn't point out before, but there is a 45 adapter in there for those who like to play the old 45s. I don't think they even make those anymore, but there's plenty of them out there on the used market. And there is a spot here where you can put an extra head shell as for storage if you want to have two head shells, one that plays regular 33 and 45 records, and if you so desire, there are cartridges and styluses out there that play 78 RPM records. They are thicker style needles. You can hook up one of those, and if you're in the mood to play 78s, all you need to do is swap out the two head shells, and there you go. You've got a whole complete system. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if I made some mistakes. I'm still new at this, but I really appreciate you looking at this video. If you like it, please like it. And if you want to subscribe to get further information from me, or announcements about new videos that I post, please subscribe. It's free. It's the way to go. And thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.